Friends, it's a pleasure to welcome you today to this YouTube program. I'm Richard Hulls. I am the pastor of the YouTube program called Walking with God in the Garden. So before I share any thoughts with you, I want to wish you all a very happy new year. But as we face the new year, we wonder, will it be the same as last year? I've had the opportunity to ask many people what they think the new year is going to bring. Some people say, more of the same. Probably true. We'll have to eat. Hopefully we'll get some sleep. There probably will be some inconveniences such as illnesses. Maybe all of our relationships will not materialize. Some of the hopes that we have of getting ahead may actually go backwards. We just don't know. One of the things, though, that I have found to be very true, and that is that in the lives of many people, they have the experience of one thing going bad after the other. Have you ever had that experience? People just say, one thing after the other. Many times in the field of finances, we use this expression, which basically is saying, I can't get ahead. I just get one bill paid and there's another one that comes. Maybe you've gone through that and you have overcome it. God bless you if you have found the way to be at peace with the future and all the events that are happening. But not all people are as fortunate. And really, probably in the year 2023, we will be saying over and over and over again, life is more complex than I would want it to be. It is true, there's always something new that we haven't planned on. Maybe a bill, maybe a phone call, maybe a sickness. I had coffee with a friend today who told me that he just couldn't get out of this loop. If it wasn't one thing such as shingles, it was a heart attack. And if it wasn't a heart attack, it was indigestion. He was living a nightmare. It seems as if the enemy kind of bunched up on him. He sees this as not God's punishment, because really he doesn't believe in God. But he sees it sort of as the enigma of life. There are many people, though, who do believe in God. And what they say is, God, do I have to have any more of this? Do you have to punish me any more? Can't you let up and kind of relax? Well, today on your YouTube, I'm going to share some thoughts with you about how God deals with these matters. But many of you have had some trouble with your YouTube access. So I want to read for you what my son wrote. Now, my son is kind of an expert in the field of technology. I'm not, but I'm so grateful for my children because they've been such an unbelievable help. And by the way, my name is Richard Hulls, and I think I've identified myself. But let me read what he said. Now, he said, subscribe to my YouTube channel at Richard Hulls 1449. I want to read that again. Subscribe to my YouTube channel at Richard Hulls 1449. Now he gives a suggestion. If you want to see the most recent video, be sure to hit the bell notification button to get the most recent video. I hope you know where the bell notification button is. If you don't, give me a call. Maybe we can figure it out. Or maybe talk to, if you have children, one of the kids or your neighbor. Be sure to hit the bell notification button to get the most recent video. Well, that brings us up to our subject of the day, and is when life gets too much. However you want to look at it, whether it is God piling one thing after the other, or whether that's the way life is, when do we get out of this matrix? That's the question. When can we be at peace? When can we sort of shut the day down without some other thing happening to make life threatening, fearful, and uncomfortable? We have a story in the Bible about Elisha. Elisha's an interesting prophet. You can read all about him as you study from the book of 2 Kings. Now let me give you a brief overview of the story. Elisha can overhear a king in Syria who is plotting to attack the Jewish people. So he warns the king of the Jews what's going to happen. The king there in Syria is outraged. He thinks somebody in his own camp is betraying him. But then somebody tells him, no, Elisha knows, because God gives him that ability. The king is enraged, and he said, I want to go and get that man and destroy him. So he puts together a huge force to try to catch Elisha, who is in a city. Now notice what happens. And this is the intriguing part about this story. I don't know how many of you read 2 Kings and the story of Elisha and Elijah, but there's a moral to so many of these little stories in the Old Testament. And here is the account. The king says, go find out where he is. So I will send men and capture him. Okay. He's told where Elisha is. He's in Dothan. Then the king sent horses and chariots and a strong force there. And by night, they got there. They surrounded the city. Now Elisha has a servant, and the servant attends to the needs of Elisha. And it says, when the servant of the man of God got up and went out early the next morning, an army with horses and chariots had surrounded the city. It's a tough situation. Oh, my Lord. We oftentimes say, oh, my God. But he said, oh, my Lord, what shall we do? Don't be afraid, the prophet answered. Those who are with us are more than those who are with them. The secret to peace of mind and success in life is to know those who are with us are more than those who are with them. Do you believe that you have more of God's forces on your side than the devil has on his side? Jesus said, remember this. That is what is within you is greater than that which is in the world. Within you is the power of God, is the force of God, is the Spirit of God, is the creativity of God, much more so than the force of evil that oftentimes we bow before. And we complain. And we say, do I need one more bad thing in my life? I've heard it over and over, my friends, again and again and again. He who was within you, said Jesus, is greater than he who is in the world. That would be my theme for you for the year 2023. Just remember, when everything starts to pile up and things seem to be getting worse and more, remember, he who is within you, the Spirit of God, is greater than he who is in the world. Or as Elisha said to his servant, and I conclude with these words today: those who are with us are more than those who are with them. Join me in saying that. Those who are within us are greater than those who are with him. There's no greater power against the forces of evil than the power of Jesus Christ. I pray you'll take him with you in the year 2023. Have a wonderful, wonderful beginning of the new year. And God bless you.